Welcome to the Therapy Show podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Mustard. In each episode, I interview a seasoned and knowledgeable talk therapist from the counseling world to glean valuable insights, techniques, and tools that you can apply to your practice and your life. And if you're considering a career in the counseling field or just want to hear about what it's like to be a talk therapist, then this is the podcast for you. Well, hey there, friend. Welcome back to another Put It Into Practice episode. I'm excited to be in your earbuds today on this beautiful Saturday, which is actually May 6th, but I actually record these prior to the day. So I'm thinking to the future. I'm envisioning it being Saturday, so close to the weekend, y'all. We are so close. And I'm excited. We have a fun weekend volleyball tournament for one of our daughters. Can't wait to see her out there playing on the court, doing what she loves to do. But I wanted to talk to you today about comparisonitis. I don't know if that's actually a word in the dictionary, but you've probably heard it. You've probably felt it, and you've probably heard that quote. I think Eleanor Roosevelt is credited with it, but I could be wrong, that comparison is the thief of joy. But we do it. It's common. It's a common experience among humans when we compare ourselves to others and then feel inadequate or unfulfilled in our own lives. I want to talk to you about how do you deal with comparisonitis. I've been there. I think we all are there on some level, depending on how if we're feeling imposter syndrome, if we're feeling confident in the skills, if we're feeling confident in what it is that we are doing, all of the things. We can definitely, I can go down that road of comparisonitis. And this is what I do when I find myself heading down that path. First and foremost is I practice self-compassion. Just be kind to myself and recognize that I have my own unique journey, and that person that I might be comparing myself to has their own unique journey. And I try to avoid any type of self-criticism and just practice self-care to nurture myself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Whenever I start to feel comparisonitis, I decide to not get on social media. And I just detach or disconnect from social media. And I just don't want to see it because it doesn't help my comparisonitis. It actually makes it worse. So that's usually the first thing I do when I want to practice self-compassion. And then I get real curious. I get real curious about why am I feeling this way? And number two is then I focus on my own goals and values. I identify my priorities and values. And I ask myself, if I know what my values are, am I acting or working in alignment with them? Because some of the times that's where comparisonitis can kick in. I say something's important to me, but am I actually showing up in it and being congruent and in alignment? So I take a really good, long, hard look at my own goals and my values. And when I'm in that mode, I look at what have I accomplished? What have I done that has me, smiling with and have a spring in my step and feeling good about my progress? Because a lot of this can kick in for me as a podcaster and as a coach and as a therapist. It's so easy for me to go down to comparisonitis. So I've already mentioned this, but I definitely, like I said, limit social media because that can exacerbate the comparisonitis. I take breaks. I put limits on my time. And also remember that most often than not, people are presenting a very carefully curated version of themselves online. So I have to take that into consideration also. The next thing I do is I cultivate gratitude. Focus on what I have rather than what I lack. And I make a habit of expressing gratitude for the good things in my life. And sometimes the good things are really simple and really sweet. They don't have to be, a huge milestone or a huge celebration. They can be, hey, I just woke up today. My body doesn't ache. And I'm grateful for that, right? It can be focusing on what you have rather than what you lack. Other things that help me deal with comparisonitis, and maybe will help you too, is to connect with others, build relationships with people who support you and inspire you, seek out mentors or a supportive community where you can share your experiences and learn from others. And I'm going to tell you more about the community that is now available for midlife moms, if that's you. So stay tuned to hear more about that. And then, of course, seek professional help if it's getting in the way of your daily life, if it's getting in the way of daily functioning, if comparisonitis is keeping you paralyzed to do things, to not function like you did maybe, a week, couple months ago, then definitely seek professional help. Okay.
Are you thinking of starting a podcast this year? Or perhaps you're a seasoned podcaster and you're looking for someone to take the podcast production off your plate. If so, we are currently taking on new clients and would love to be your production partner of choice. My name is Chelsea Weaver, and I am the owner of Chelsea Weaver Podcasting. I offer podcast startup packages, audio and video editing, plus show notes, graphics, and reels. So consider us a one-stop shop for all your podcast needs. A little bit about me, I have over 5+ years of experience in audio and video production. I am an Army veteran who served in Afghanistan during Operation Enduring Freedom. I partner with other female veterans who are also experienced in podcast production and social media services. We'd love to chat with you about your podcasting and social media needs and can be reached at chelseaweaverpodcasting.com. That's CHELSEAWEAVER podcasting.com.
But remember, comparisonitis is common. And with time and effort and intentional work on it, you can definitely overcome and find greater contentment and fulfillment in your life. Some of the things that also come to mind as I kind of talk this episode through, other things that you can do. I know I kind of mentioned practicing mindfulness. I know I mentioned that a lot, but when we're able to practice mindfulness and be aware of our thoughts and emotions and learn to observe them without judgment, this can go a long way and can help you break the cycle of that negative self-talk and comparisonitis. And embrace imperfection. Nobody is perfect. And striving for perfection can be completely exhausting and unattainable. So work to embrace your imperfections and focus on progress rather than perfection. Also, part of this is challenging negative thoughts. I kind of said this earlier, when you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, when you find yourself comparing yourself to others or feeling inadequate, challenge those thoughts by asking yourself if they are true. Are they helpful or are they kind? And then work to reframe your thoughts to be more positive and constructive and more helpful to you. I know this might sound counterintuitive to dealing with comparisonitis, but celebrate other people's successes instead of feeling envious or resentful of others. Celebrate them, because this can help shift your mindset towards positivity and abundance. And I'm going to even take that a little bit further and say, get curious about what it is that they're doing. Just be curious. Maybe you can learn from them, right? Maybe if you're struggling with something and you see them celebrating a milestone, maybe you can even reach out to them and ask them, how are they doing it? And of course, taking action. If there's something that you want in your life that you want to change or improve, you've got to take action. If you just stay in your head and think about it all the time and you don't actually move on it, it's not going to happen for you. You have to set realistic goals and work towards them, even if it's a small baby step at a time. Also, this is another one. It's kind of like what I said earlier about practicing mindfulness and challenging negative thoughts, but practice self-awareness. So if you find yourself being triggered on a comparisonitis issue and how it affects you, get curious about that. I know I've said this already, because this is where the change can happen, is when you get curious about your thoughts. Okay. And develop strategies to cope with these triggers and thoughts and take care of yourself when you feel overwhelmed. Now, this is the exciting announcement that I have, because I have opened up my free group and I'm calling it Midlife Magic for Moms. So if you are a midlife mama who is family focused and wanting to move through your midlife challenges with ease, find joy, have healthier relationships, and experience better emotional health, I have great news for you, because my free group, Midlife Magic for Moms, is now open, and you can join by clicking on the link in the show notes. So once you click on the link in the show notes, you will be prompted to join the group, and then you also hop on my email list. And I have a free group that is now right now on Facebook. I think I'm going to eventually take it off of Facebook and put it on either Mighty Networks or Circle. I'm not sure. I'm looking at both to see which one fits me better for my personal preference and what I want to offer you guys. And I want to be honest with you and tell you right now that this is a free group, but eventually I will be offering a paid group coaching community where you can get coached, you can get insight, you can get feedback. That's coming. So in the meantime, go ahead and join the free group, Midlife Magic for Moms. Hope to see you in there. And I know that we're going to have a really good time. And I hope that you can make some new friendships in there and with like-minded women who will support you and lift you up. That's my hope and that's my goal. So it's important to stress that the episodes are not meant to take the place of any work you're doing with your therapist or doctor. In fact, Please run these ideas by your counselor or doctor before you act on them to make sure you are ready for them or even a fit for the suggestions. And I can't stress this enough that each person is unique and their situation is unique. So please talk to your doctor before starting anything new that I might be suggesting. And the Therapy Show with Lisa Mustard and the information provided by me is solely intended for informational and entertainment purposes and is not a substitute for advice, diagnosis, or treatment regarding medical or mental health conditions. Although I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, the views expressed on this site or any related content should not be taken for medical or psychiatric advice. Always consult your physician before making any decisions related to your physical or mental health. Well, that wraps up another episode of the Therapy Show with Lisa Mustard. I know there are hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there, and I'm thankful you've chosen to listen to mine.
Be sure to visit lisamustard.com to access the show notes and discover more fantastic content.
And I'd be grateful if you subscribe to the show. Thank you.